Thank you very much, Camilo. Appreciate you spending a little bit of time here answering some questions about the college recruiting process and your journey to college golf and to being a winner on the PGA Tour. First question I'd like to ask you was tell us a little bit about what your recruiting process was like.
Well, I'm going to say my recruiting process was a little bit different than most, and the reason why was because there were a couple of things that I just wanted to go to warm weather. I wanted to go to warm weather, and even though I really looked into two other schools, which were BYU and Arizona, I knew I was going to get the cold weather at some point of the year, and I ended up making my decision to go into Florida. I remember Coach Alexander telling me that he really wanted me to go to an official visit, which I never did because one time when I was playing in the Orange Bowl, I drove up to Gainesville and I just checked the facilities and everything. Another Colombian was at the team called Camilo Benedetti. So he told me all the great things about Florida. And I was like, Coach, just send me the paperwork. I want to sign and I want to be a Gator. So that's the way it went. I didn't do any official visits. Probably not what I would recommend. But that's the way my recruiting experience was. It was short, simple, and I look back now and I made a great decision.
Awesome. So you mentioned that you had a couple other schools in the mix and didn't take an official visit, felt comfortable, had a friend in Camilo Benedetti that kind of told you what it was like and saw it. So based on those factors, was there anything different about the University of Florida, than what you thought it would be on and off the course, kind of what your expectation was and actually what it was like?
I'm going to say yes and no. I'll go back and I'll say that, yes, Benedetti, Buddy Alexander, the location, the weather, and being a Division I school were probably the determining factors of why I went to Florida. Being from Colombia, I'm not used to the cold. We have good weather year-round. I knew in Florida it was going to get nice and steamy, but I'd rather take 2 showers than not be able to go out there and hit balls. So, plus I heard all these great things about Buddy. I mean, Benedetti kept telling me how serious he was, how good of a player he had been, and how good of a coach he is, and all this stuff. And I said, you know what, I want to play for Buddy. He seems like a tough guy, a very good coach, and I went there. When I got there, there were I had a lot of surprises. Obviously, it was a little different culture for me, which I'm going to say I adapted pretty quick. The language was a little tough at times, but I was good in school and everything. And one day I remember telling all my teammates, okay, if you're going to laugh about all the crazy stuff that's going to come out of my mouth, at least you got to tell me the right way to say it. So they helped me out, and we had a good time. We had some good laughs during the process, but it got better quick. I got comfortable. I did good in school, and again, I got to Florida, and just being a student athlete in Florida, I didn't really expected anything like it was. The experience was so good. The professors, the counselors, all the opportunities you had, the fitness coach, the assistant coach, the team itself, the team atmosphere, the workouts, the qualifyings. It's a big deal. We don't have that stuff in Colombia. It's totally different. And I was just proud to be part of the team. I was proud to be part of the University of Florida. And it gave me a little more energy to work harder and to just be part of this team, do the best I could for the team, for myself. And sure enough, we get there my freshman year. We end up winning national championships. One of my teammates, Nick Gillum, won as an individual. It was an unbelievable Sunday. We were tied starting the day, and we played so good on Sunday. I think we ended up winning by almost 18 or 20. And so those memories, I mean, those memories only just, they motivate you. They show you that you're doing the right thing, and you start working harder and harder to accomplish your goals. So it was a lot of fun. 4 great years there.
Excellent. when did you know that you were one of the best players in college? Was there a point where you kind of remember, I'm one of the best here? Was there a point in time that you kind of felt like you transitioned from a real good player, and obviously you had a lot of success as a junior, by the schools you were recruited?
Yeah, yes. I was very fortunate coming from Colombia, where everything revolves around soccer. I was one of the good players in my country, and I had a lot of chances to represent Colombia around the world. I think that gave me experience, and that also kind of tells you where you are. But then you get to college, and there's so many great players in college that you're a little anxious to see how good you really are. And I think after the first year, when I finished first team All-American, and I just felt like I belonged there, and I felt that I was doing the right things. I was 138 pounds when I got to school. After that, and one of the shortest guys on the team. After that first year, I changed my nutrition. I created a workout routine, which I didn't really have. And I started hitting the ball farther. I started seeing a lot of good things happening. And when I got that first team All-American back, I was like, man, I want 4 of those. And if you look at all those All-American, those first and second team All-American names over the years, a lot of those guys are on tour. A lot of those guys have been on tour, or if not, they've been web.com. They've been successful professional golfers. And I'm like, man, you know what? My name is on there the first year. Let's don't make it a fluke. Let's keep working hard and have more of those, which I did. Second year, I finished first team All-American. Third year was a little up and down year. I ended up finishing third team All-American, but I bounced back hard, and I finished first team All-American my last year. So to be an All-American for 4 years, 3 of them first team All-American, I said, you know what? Maybe I can make this golf game out of it. Maybe I can make a career out of this golf game. And I got excited to turn pro, which is, again, something totally different. You know you're good as a junior. You know you're good in college, but you don't really know how good you can be as a pro, because once you get out there, it's not a team anymore. It's you on your own. You got to put the hours. Nobody's telling you what to do. And you just got to show results. At the end of the day, it's all about results.
Sure. And I remember, if memory serves me right, I think you won 8 college tournaments and broke Chris DeMarco's record at Florida. Because it was fun to be there and be Buddy's assistant for those couple of years, to be there your senior year. So that had to be fun. I know that was a goal you were shooting for. Yeah.
I when I beat DeMarco's record, it was great. Obviously, DeMarco is such a good player. When I was in school, I remember seeing DeMarco's pictures everywhere, locker room, athletic department, everywhere. And so you look at those guys as examples and as a little bit of idols, and you want to follow their path. And here I was, just this kid from Colombia that goes and wins his 8th tournament, beat Chris DeMarco's record, and one more thing that tells you you're on the right pace, you're doing the right things. So again,
sure.
There was no need to slow down. Just keep going, keep working hard, and fortunate enough, I followed those steps, and I got on tour, and I ended up winning on tour. Now I have 4 wins on tour. We always want more. We always want to play better, but there's a process. So we'll keep grinding and see what comes.
What do you think? Do you have any specific things that you take away from college that you have been able to take into the PGA Tour and winning out there?
Yeah, for sure. The list is too long, but I'm going to focus maybe on, let's see. We can focus on a couple things. I think planning is key. And I saw it from Coach Buddy Alexander. Coach would give us a monthly schedule. So if somebody tells you where you have to be every day for the next month and what you're going to do, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty amazing how he could plan our schedule like that. And I learned from that. I took that to my classes. I planned my classes, my tests, my projects, and then when I turned pro, I planned my workouts for the whole week. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, or for the whole month. And I would plan my schedule in terms of tournaments when I could, because obviously when you first turn pro, you don't really know where you're going to go or what you're going to play, or if you have conditional status, it gets a little tricky. But once I became just a full member of the Web.com Tour, and then on the PGA Tour, I could plan my year. So planning is key. If you want to accomplish things, you got to plan. Things are just not going to fall from the sky. And so again, step one is plan. Plan what you want to do, and go from there. And then there's something that is establishing habits. And whatever habit you establish in college, trust me, they will continue to be like that. And the older we get, the harder it is to change our habits, from a just personal life to a professional life, from a workout routine to a nutrition to a practice to the way you approach a golf course, the way you handle yourself with a good shot, with a bad shot, with everything. So establish habits and work hard, and work hard pays off.
Excellent. And I got just a couple more questions here, and you've touched on some of these things, but what advice would you give to juniors that are growing through their recruiting process right now?
I was very fortunate to have an unbelievable relationship with Coach Buddy Alexander, and I think that's the key. The number one advice would be you got to have a good relationship with Coach. You have to have a good relationship with your coach. Why? Because it helps with the flow of everything. You're going to be excited to show up to practice. You're going to be excited to show up to a golf tournament. You're going to have somebody that you can trust and talk to when you play good, when you play bad, when you're having trouble in school, when you're doing great in school. So that coach relationship is very important. Obviously, you got other things like the weather. Weather was key for me. And maybe opportunity to play. Obviously, everybody that's going to college has a junior golf background. They kind of know what their level of play is, how good they can be, and if you want to improve, you gotta be able to play. So there's some players that are better than others, but you have to go to a place where you think you can play, you think you can compete, and you think you can contribute to that team. And if you can do that, you're gonna get experience, you're gonna get better, and it's hard to get good when you can't play. So opportunity to play is key.
And then the final question I'll ask is, again, any advice that you would give college players that are looking to play professionally at the highest level?
Well, the first thing will be to graduate. It's you got to put how do you say it, with a big exclamation mark. You got to graduate. And the reason why is you're having an opportunity to go to school. You're having an opportunity to graduate, to get your degree, to become a professional, and then you follow your dreams and follow your goals about playing professional golf. Because the reality is that it is tough. It is tough. I mean, if you want to be successful pro and play against the best players in the world, it's tough. So once you graduate, I guess you just work hard, and then work harder, and then you keep working harder. And the reason why I say that is because that's what guys on the PGA Tour are doing. I've seen it through the last 10 years, how it's changed. People work hard. Those guys, everybody seems to have a trainer. Everybody seems to be eating a little bit better. Everybody has a little more structured practice and practice rounds, and some of them have mental coaches, others don't. But it's just there's a team around 98% of the players out there, and they're working hard. So if you think talent is going to take you all the way there, you better be very talented. But if you think hard work is going to pay off, then there's a chance to be successful out there.
Well, I really appreciate it, Camilo. I can tell you one thing that I'll add here from getting to be around you for a couple of years when I was coaching with Buddy is that what you just mentioned, you've exhibited unbelievable hard work, just your habits in the gym, being there early, staying after, stretching, doing whatever you had to do, working your tail off on your golf game. And people ask me, Josh, what do you think it takes to make it? Did you think when you were there in Florida, Camilo was going to make it? And I say, well, I can tell you one thing that I know from being around this game. He was unbelievably tough-minded, tough competitor, hard worker, and had so much heart. I just remember a 5-iron you hit SECs your senior year. We ended up falling short by a shot, but it didn't have your best week, but you found a way to shoot 32 on the back nine, and I said that is why he's made it, and I think he will make it because he just has that ability to do that. And it's a fun story I get to share. I'll never forget that day and that week, and it was kind of a culmination to me of the type of player you were and what you put into it. And I really appreciate your time, spending with me and to answer some of these questions. I think it'll help young players that want to play college golf and beyond tremendously. So really appreciate it.
Well, no, thanks to you, Josh. And obviously we have a lot of great memories back from those college days. There were 4 very good years, a lot of friendships, a lot of great memories. And you were part of them. So it's good to chat and remember some of the good stuff from the past.